thing. Educate yourself about the director you're auditioning for.
If you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. And belief in yourself doesn't mean ego and telling everybody how great you are. No one cares whether you did Hamlet in the Kansas City Rep and you got great reviews. No one cares. Because everyone who's done Hamlet is here or has been here for a year or two. So you're outnumbered. Everybody's good here. Not everybody, but the good people are really here. So you got to believe in yourself, and then you got to pick up people who are good, who also believe in you, one at a time. You have to have this thing in you that goes, I want this more than anything. And it will separate you from those who want it to come to them. Robert Preston said this. He said it's being in the right place at the right time, but then you have to deliver. And you're gonna get your 2 minutes. And it may be the first week you're in New York or the 8th year you're in New York. But one day you're gonna sit there and they're gonna go ahead, read this scene. And it's a scene with a casting director reading the part of Shirley MacLaine in terms of endearment, and you're playing a guy named Flap. That's your 2 minutes. And you gotta hit it.
Oh, just put one foot in front of the next and just hang on tight to your friends and to your mates and dig in. Just dig in and try to have a good time and roll with it. Get on the wave of it all.
You know, I think if you, I said this when we spoke in our interview, but if you love this thing, it will love you back eventually. But you put enough hard work, you put enough love into this profession, into this trade, it will love you back.
Really put the work in and get your face out there and go to those auditions that you read about. Repeatedly, people start to notice you, and that's what happened with me. Like, I went to a bunch of auditions, and then I waited 8 hours for an equity audition for Fame at North Shore, and then didn't get seen, and then the next day came back and waited 6 hours, and then got in at the end of the day and got the job and got my equity card. But it is like, if you really read backstage and go to the auditions, you can make it happen. You don't need an agent when you're first starting out. And that's because of backstage. Like, that's why you don't need an agent. That's like a huge cost-saving measure.
For the musical theater, don't just concentrate on your singing and your dancing. Make sure that you have like a really good foundation for your acting. And I would also say, in this world of loud screaming belts, don't neglect your upper process, because there are still roles out there for sopranos. You are not alone, sopranos.
I think the best advice I could give is to throw yourself passionately into whatever you're doing. You know, it's interesting. I've been lucky enough to do projects that I've fallen in love with and had, like She Loves Me, as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to reinvent this musical from the golden age, and that never would have come if I had been thinking strategically about what do I want to do next.
You know, seek, read, you know, watch television, watch movies, read books, look at magazines, absorb. I mean, it's why backstage is so important. It's like, if you just like look and try and absorb everything that's going on, what we do in theater is make life but bigger. And so my advice is always just like seek for knowledge, because what we have to do is put life scenarios on stage. So I try and like take in all those street corner sets and, you know, scenarios.
For everybody who's out there, just don't stop. Keep telling the stories. Keep wanting to come out and be a part of a cast. Write the stories. Build a set. Just please, because we need you.
I would say go see as much theater as you possibly can. Go see work in previews. I remember when I first moved to New York, Merrily We Roll Along was in previews. I went to see it 6 times just to study how it was changing and growing. I think the thing you can do. At one point, I was an actor apprentice at Williamstown, and being there and just seeing the shows being built, whether they worked or not. As much as you can just witness and watch material being made, grow, learn from the mistakes. That I think seeing as much material as you possibly can.
Tell the truth and let them see you.
That's what they're there. That's what they're there for. They're there to see you. They're there to see your humanity, your vulnerability, your strength, your fragility, your ferocity. They're there to see you. Be a human being.
And also do as much theater as you possibly can. If you're growing up, if you're a kid, theater.